And baby, for the 18, we have the Nibble Weaver. Let's take a look. Look at that. Little spider on a thread, spinning at your sticky web. Silently your wind each strand weaved it to a pattern planned. Nimble weaver, hear me sigh, all that work to catch a fly. They really do. Everything in life works really, really hard, right? Mama learned this when she was little. I have a twin brother, and every single day that we had off from school, we never had off any days. We had open days, right? So we would go down to the other houses. My father, your grandfather, owned 2 other houses in the area. And so we would go down and we would clean the houses. Well, one day I was dusting and my twin was sweeping. And I thought that he had the easier job because it looked visually easier to me that he was doing it, because everything looks easy when you're not the one who's doing it. And so my twin thought that I had the easier job. So my father goes switch jobs. And so then he starts doing my job and I start doing his job. And we both look at each other and then we continue doing the jobs. We both look at each other and we look at my father and we both go, all right, we both had the hard job. It's easy to say something's easy when you're not the one who's physically doing it, right? You're not the one who's going through it. You're not the one who's, cleaning something up, or, doing that particular task. Everything in life is hard, and you have to recognize everybody for what they're doing that is hard, right? Everything in life is hard. So we count our blessings and we get through what we're doing. There's no way to stop something. You have to keep moving forward and getting through something, right? So Nimble Weaver is a good story to show how hard this spider in particular is working just to catch this fly. Everyone's working so hard at life. The house who lived upstairs. Oh, the horse who lived upstairs. Let's take a look. Look at that building. Let's see if there's another photo. No. Okay. There was once a horse named Joey who was disconnected. He was so disconnected because he didn't live in the red barn with a weather vane on top that like this. He didn't live in a green meadow where he could run about and kick up his heels like this. Instead, he lived upstairs in a big brick building in New York. Joey worked for Mr. Pulaski, who sold fruits and vegetables to city people. Joey pulled the vegetable wagon through the city streets. And in New York, there isn't room for barns or meadows. So every night when Joey came up, he stepped out of his shafts of the wagon and into the elevator, and up he went to his stall on the 4th floor of the big brick building. It was a fine stall. Joey was very comfortable there. He had plenty of oats to eat and plenty of fresh straw to lie on. He even had a window to look out of, but still Joey was disconnected. How I long to sip fresh water from a bubbling brook, he often explained. And then he would sniff discontently at the old bathtub near the elevator, which served him as a watering trough. It wasn't that he had to work hard. Mr. Pulaski was kind to him and brought him home at 5 o'clock every day. In the winter, Joey had a blanket to wear on his back to keep him warm, and in the summertime, Mr. Pulaski got him a hat to wear on his head to keep him cool. And every day he had many interesting adventures. Sometimes he met a policeman who gave him sugar. Sometimes ladies patted him on the nose and fed him carrots. He was introduced to the very high-breed horses who drew the handsome cabs along the plaza. He saw the children playing in the playground and at the parks. But it made no difference to Joey. There is no life for a horse. This is no life for a horse. he used to say to the patron who lived in the next stall to him. We city horses don't know what real living is. I want to move to the country and sleep in a red barn with the weather vane on top and kick up my heels in the green meadow. So how happy he was when one day Mr. Pulaski said to him, Joey, I think I could sell more vegetables if I drove a truck. I will miss you, Joey, but you will like it at the farm, where I am going to send you. The next morning, a big motor van rolled up. Joey got inside, and away he went to the country. Of course, he said goodbye to the Parchin. Goodbye, Joey, called his friend. I hope you will be contented on the farm. When Joey reached the country, sure enough, there was the barn with the weather vane, and there was the meadow. This is the life, cried Joey to himself. But poor Joey, the barn was cold in the winter and hot in the summer. He didn't have a blanket, and he didn't have a hat, and he had very little time to kick up his heels in the green meadow, for all day long he pulled a plow through the earth. The plow is harder to pull than the wagon. And besides, the farmer worked from sunrise to sunset instead of the 8 o'clock hours Joey was used to. Instead of the 8 hours Joey was used to. Sometimes they forgot to put fresh straw in his stall, and nobody thought to give him sugar or carrots. There were plenty of children, but they climbed on his back and teased him when he wanted to eat. And instead of the Parchin, there was a cold old gray horse next to him, who looked down his nose at Joey because Joey knew so little about the farm. One day, when he wasn't pulling a plow because it was Sunday, Joey saw several people picnicking in the meadow. He decided to join them, for they looked as if they came from the city, and he thought they might have a lump of sugar in one of their pockets. When he reached the spot, they had gone for a walk, so he ate up their lunch. When they came back, they were very angry, and Joey was shut up in his stall for the rest of the day. He didn't even have a window to look out of. He was lonely. He was lonely for his friend, the policeman, and the ladies who patted him on the nose. He was lonely for his high-breed horses and all the interesting sights of the city. I don't think I belong in the country after all, sighed Joey. I am now more discontented than ever. Next day he heard the honk of a horn. He looked from the door of the barn, and whom should he see but Mr. Pulaski getting out of his truck. I have come for you, Joey, Mr. Pulaski told the farmers. I cannot get any more tires for my truck, so I think I will sell fruit and vegetables from my wagon again. My goodness, but Joey was happy. He went back to the city with Mr. Pulaski and got into the elevator, and up he went to the 4th floor of the big brick building. And there was his stall, and there was the window for him to look out of, and there was the friendly Parchin. Welcome back, Joey, explained the Parchin. I have missed you. The policeman has missed you as well. The lady customers have missed you, and so have the children in the playground and at the parks. Tell me, how did you like the country? The country is all right for country animals, Joey said, but I guess I am just a city horse at heart. And he was never discontented again. So what did we learn from this story? Joey wanted to go somewhere else, be something else, do something else, right? He wanted to be out of the city and in the countryside. I'm sorry, I'm crying. This is a very touching story. And so then he got what he wished for, right? He went to the country and he realized now he has to pull a plow all day and all night. And he has to not, he has a neighbor who isn't even nice to him because he doesn't know much about the farm, but he's always dreamed about the farm. He has hay that isn't even fresh in his stall every day. He has no more sugar, no more carrots, no more people that he likes and knows, right, that he's used to. He was looking so badly to get out of his situation. He didn't realize how good his situation really was until he left. He went to the country and he realized not everything is what you think it's going to be, right? Oh, Karina, I love you so much. And this is such a hard lesson to learn in life. Sometimes you're in a really good situation and you just want to leave it because you don't realize how good you have it. Always count your blessings. Always be content, no matter what. Be content with yourself, with the way that you look, with the way that you are. Be content with the stuff that you already have. You keep longing for things that you don't have yet or don't really know everything about, like Joey did. You might get there and not like your situation all that much, but you can always change it, right? Keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Karina, baby, I love you so incredibly much. Let's do Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious was that grace thus far, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, snarls, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Karina, baby, I love you and I miss you. I just hope you know how much you're loved, how much everybody is loved from the moment that they're born. Everybody is so incredibly loved, right? That's just what we do as human beings. We have these beautiful, perfect little babies that we want for years, right? Everyone dreams, most everyone dreams about becoming a mama and about all the things they want to do with their kids and for their kids and watch their babies grow up and develop and become anything that they want to be, right? And so I just love you. Everyone is intensely loved, and I hope that you're just content in your situation and content in your life and know that you are just loved. You are just loved. I love you. I will always love you. I hope that you're having a beautiful day today, no matter what you're doing. I love you, honey.